Hello and welcome to this brief tutorial on using Rclone with Box, especially at the University of Utah on box.utah.edu. This video assumes you're using Box with your university credentials, but is also largely applicable to personal accounts on Box. It's acceptable to store protected health information and personally identifiable information on Box. This makes it a good option for backing up sensitive information. However, you should always check for updated policies from the Information Security Office to see what can be stored and which alternatives are available. Box does have some limits on the size of files. You can store up to 1 terabyte currently, and the maximum file size is 15 gigabytes. So if you have very large files, you might need to split them up. I'm going to be using FastX for this tutorial, but you can also use any other software that allows you to have X forwarding, or in other words, see applications that have a graphical interface. Here I'm just going to log in with my university ID and password on frisco8.chpc.utah.edu, and I'm going to launch a session here. We generally recommend the XFCE desktop because it's fairly lightweight, though you can choose most of the other options here. And I'll launch a session with this desktop. I'll open a terminal, and if I try to run Rclone now, nothing will happen. If I type which Rclone in the shell here, it'll say that I don't have anything right now. So I need to module load Rclone first. And there's a video that covers the basics of Rclone, which I'd recommend you watch if you haven't seen it yet. So once I've loaded this, I can now use Rclone. You can add a remote by typing rclone config. I'll type N to make a new remote and name it something simple. I'll name it ubox to differentiate it from any other remotes I might have. And then I'll choose box, which is option 4 here in this menu. You can leave this field blank and this one, and you can go ahead and say yes to autoconfig. This will open a web browser if you have X forwarding through SSH or you're connecting through FastX. You'll want to choose the Use Single Sign-On option, the SSO link at the bottom here, and you'll want to enter in your University of Utah email address. This can be an alias, since these are generally associated with Box, but the default is your university ID at utah.edu. This should take you to the University of Utah's sign-in page. And here you can sign in with your university ID and password. You'll want to click the Grant Access to Box button here, and this should complete the setup process. So it says go back to Rclone, so I'll open the terminal again, and it will list your token and all the information about Box itself. So I'll say yes, this is okay, and then I can quit the configuration with Q. Now if I list my remotes with Rclone list remotes, I can see ubox:, and if I display the directories inside ubox:, I can see some of my files. Again, there's another video that covers the usage of Rclone that I'd recommend you watch if you don't know how to use it. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, you can email us at issues@chpc.utah.edu or stop by our offices in INSCC 405. Thanks for watching.